Good morning, and thanks for joining us on this edition of Western Chester County Checks In. I'm your host, Justin Chan. We are coming to you live from Coatesville, Pennsylvania on this beautiful Wednesday morning. We have some great content for you today. We have an update from our Titanium partner, First Resource Bank. We have some tips on keeping your car running well, even though you're not driving it a whole lot, from Extra Mile Auto Service in Coatesville, and an update from the Crime Victims Center of Chester County about what they're up to. But first, we're going to get into a chamber news update. And the update's going to be about a program coming up next week from a partnership with the Chamber and SCORE. Our committee member from the programs area, Donna McCorkle, has that update for us.
Hi, my name is Donna McCorkle with CBIZ Payroll and Human Capital Management. On behalf of the Western Chester County Chamber of Commerce, I'm pleased to bring you this update. On May 5th, presented by SCORE of Chester and Delaware County, along with our chamber and the Downingtown Thorndale Chamber, we will be hosting an insightful and free webinar. Loans to Small Business with the assistance of the Small Business Administration. We are fortunate to have Kimberly Stout. She is an Economic Development and Lender Relation Specialist. Her topics will include what lenders are looking for in a loan application, what credit score is and why it matters, and also loan applications, how to avoid predatory lending practices. Please go to the Western Chester County Chamber website to register. It will redirect you to the SCORE website. And on a final note, we got to leave you with something fun to look forward to, as we're looking forward to seeing you out and about soon enough. Please mark your calendars for August 24th, our annual Chamber golf outing. It will be held at French Creek, August 24th. So mark the date. We'll count our blessings. And until then, be safe, be happy, stay connected. Back to you, Justin.
Thanks, Donna, for that update. If you're interested in attending that virtual seminar next week, it's on, I believe that's Tuesday, May 5th, 1 o'clock, again in partnership with SCORE. If you go onto our website, you can register there and get all the information for how to log in. So go to westernchestercounty.com. Now for our partner spotlight, we wanted to feature our Titanium partner this week, First Resource Bank. Our president of the chamber, Alyssa, had a chance to speak with the CEO of the bank, Glenn Marshall, and he talked a little bit about what the bank has been doing, helping people through the payroll protection program, among other interesting topics.
This is Alyssa Griffith, and I am here today with Glenn Marshall, who is the CEO of First Resource Bank. And as you know, First Resource is our Titanium sponsor at the Chamber, and we thank you so very much for your support all these years. So Glenn, if you could tell us, there are so many different organizations out there. Why did you decide to be our Titanium sponsor?
Well, we love the events that the Chamber does, the contribution that it makes to the business community, both socially and the education that it does. We have a huge number of folks that are involved in the Chamber, that are members or in that geographic area that are potential members. So we love what the Chamber's doing. We actually think you guys do it as well as anybody else in Chester County right now. So thank you for all your efforts.
And thank you. We so appreciate your support. And we definitely have learned, and we love everything that you do. So thank you again. Glenn, I know that this is a very unique situation that we're in, and banking has been affected. So can you tell us a little bit about what is going on with the banking industry and the payroll protection program?
Well, it's gotten a lot of traction. It opened up about 4 weeks ago, and the bank has processed like $43 million worth of loans to 214 people. Most of those are small, really small businesses, probably 50, I'm looking down here, 55% of ours are under $100,000. So we're bringing people back off of unemployment or being furloughed, getting them back on the salary rolls, getting them health insurance again. And a lot of businesses are suffering, and this is a nice vehicle that the government's provided to help people get through the next 8 weeks. And hopefully we will, knock on wood, be back to a more normal business environment at the end of June, which is when this program, the money will be sent through and help in the economy.
We know that you do a lot of community outreach and that you're, very active. Is there anything that you'd like to share that your bank does to support the community?
We are in a ton of things all over the place. When we started the bank 15 years ago, we just always wanted to do the right thing. We have a really high moral compass in the bank, and we just think that's community banking. It's doing the right thing. We're involved in smaller events where we're providing a pig with a few $100s in it because they're using it in the live auction, up through and including, being the titanium sponsor for the chamber. Every one of those is important. And I can't even tell you the number of events that we are involved in that somebody from the bank is advocating for. And honestly, we try to cover every one of them, over the course of the year.
Can you tell us why May 2nd is an important day for your bank?
Well, we formed the bank 15 years ago, opened on May 2nd. So, we were trying to create an institution that wasn't like other banks. Lauren Rinaldi, who's the co-founder of the bank, and we were working on it, and we got opened on May 2nd. So it's a day that's always close to our hearts.
How did you come to form a bank?
Lauren and I met a little more than 15 years ago and started working on the project. And we really just wanted to have an institution that was focused on businesses, customizing lending, customizing deposit relationships, really just thinking like an entrepreneur and not thinking like a bank. So as a result, I think we've done a good job of catering all the things that we do to business people. I mean, the best compliment is people say you don't act like a bank, and that's a thank you very much, because we work really hard to not really think like a bank, to think like a business person over the last 15 years. So we've come a long way. We've looked at all our processes in that time frame. We think we continue to improve our products to fit the needs of our business community.
That's wonderful. Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
And happy anniversary, of course. Thank you for everything you do for the chamber and for the community. I know banking has become a very important part for many of us as we navigate our way through these uncertain times. So thank you for being there and helping everyone that needs your help at this time. And again, thank you for your support of the chamber, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for the kind words, and we appreciate the chamber and everything you guys are doing. So thanks a lot. All right.
Okay. Thanks again.
Thanks for that report, Alyssa, and thanks, Glenn, and your team at First Resource for all of the support you give our chamber. So a lot of us are probably not driving a ton right now, given our stay-at-home order. So we thought it might be not a bad idea to find out what we should be doing to make sure our cars will still start for us when we need them. We asked George and his team at Extra Mile Auto in Coatesville to give us some tips about how to keep your car running when it's not being used.
Hi, I'm George from Extra Mile Auto Service. I'm just going to give you a few tips today on how to keep your car in good shape during this COVID-19 shutdown.
Keeping your tank full with gas and adding a fuel system treatment while your car sits prevents moisture buildup and contaminants in the gasoline.
One of the things people forget about is their battery. When your car sits for any length of time, let alone now, if your car's sitting, going on vacation, what have you, the car should be started at least once a week and let run for 10 or 15 minutes. Now, if the car's in the garage, you must take it out. This is not going to help. The gases are poisonous and you have to back it outside. Let it run 10 or 15 minutes and charge that battery back up. Here's another issue with this customer, is poor maintenance. You see all this corrosion around that battery? That's nothing but trouble. And if the car sits for a long time, that's going to cause you issues. It can get up to 150 degrees inside this car on a sunny day with the windows up. So this is a great idea. This one's a twofer, so it's one for each side. Makes life a lot easier. In this magic moment, time-lapse photography, they are installed correctly now. Now as you see, the rear one is see-through, so you can actually leave this one on your car. Here's a good tip. When your car sits for a while, the mice like to make it a motel. So it's one of the things you can use are mothballs. They don't like the smell. Most people don't like the smell either, unfortunately. Put one or two on each side of the floorboards in there. Put 4 or so under the hood. Make sure 1 or 2 is on the engine. That'll keep the mice away. But if you don't want it to smell like your grandmother's closet, you can do something different. You can take something like this, which is for all intents and purposes, unscented kitty litter. You saturate this, I don't saturate it. You soak this down a little bit with peppermint oil and put 2 or 3 of these around. One of these under the hood, one inside the car will suffice, but you won't smell like your grandmother's closet. This will last for months, by the way. If you don't have anything like this, you can take a t-shirt and take some kitty litter, unscented, or some floor dryer as we use, wrap it up in a t-shirt. There again, put some drops of oil on there, and that'll work just as well. Well, thank you for tuning in, and if you have any more questions or want more information, go to extramileauto.com. George out.
Thanks so much, George. Didn't even think about mothballs in the engine compartment, but sounds like a good idea. If you'd like to have your business or nonprofit featured on our show as a part of our Member Minute segment or community update, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to our communication coordinator, Rachel, and she can be reached at her email, rachel@westernchestercounty.com. It's time for our community update. Our communication coordinator, Rachel, had a chance to interview Christine, who is the CEO of the Crime Victims Center of Chester County, talk about some of the services that they offer.
Thank you, Justin. I am Rachel, the communications coordinator for the Chamber. Today I am talking with Christine from the Crime Victims Center of Chester County. Thank you for joining us, Christine.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to the Chamber for this opportunity.
We're glad you could check in today. Can you tell us a little about what the Crime Victims Center does?
Sure. CVC, as we are known, we are a 24/7 victim services advocacy agency. We provide services through our direct service team, our prevention and education team, and our counseling team. Our direct services are powered by 2 hotlines, one for victims of all crime and one's for victims of sexual assault. Those numbers can be found on our website at cvcofcc.org. They're in operation 24/7, even during the current health crisis, with advocates available to answer questions that clients may have regarding court hearings and things like that that may be going on right now, to receive crisis counseling, or to set up a regular counseling appointment via phone. Our advocates, under normal circumstances, provide in-person accompaniment to hospital appointments, other medical appointments, the courts, and the district attorneys and the police departments. Our counselors are available throughout the county typically to provide counseling services in one-on-one settings. We also provide group settings out in the prison and in other organizations throughout the county. Our prevention and education team are typically out in the kindergarten through 12th grade, universities and colleges, and parents and professionals, providing programming geared towards awareness and prevention of crime in the first place. Programming like conflict resolution, stewards of children, healthy relationships, and internet safety.
That's excellent. During this pandemic, what do your services look like now? Have they changed form?
Yes, they absolutely have changed form. All of our staff are currently working from home. Our main office is located in Westchester, and that is currently closed to the public. We typically have drop-in centers for our clients as well in Kennett, Coatesville, and Phoenixville, and those drop-in centers are also currently closed. All of our services right now are being provided over the phone. Our counselors are providing phone sessions for our current clients, and we're also accepting new clients that may be in need of counseling during this time. Our direct service team is reaching out to clients both via Zoom and via phone to make sure that they stay aware of court proceedings. There are some court proceedings that are still occurring. And individuals that are incarcerated and some of the more serious child abuse cases, as an example, still require our assistance. So all those services are taking place over the phone. Our prevention and education team, initially when the schools were shut down for a short time, were in what we call summer mode, where they're working on programming and the curriculum for the following school year. Once we found out that the schools were going to be closed for the rest of the school year, our PE team transitioned, and they are now working on programming that we can present to individuals virtually to hopefully continue our programming throughout the summer. It just looks a lot different than it typically would.
That's excellent. How do you usually, or how are you able to support the programs that you provide?
So we are primarily government funded. Our two main funders are PCAR, the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Rape, and PCCD, the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency. We receive approximately 80% of our funding from those two sources. And we're very fortunate, although our services look different right now, we are still providing our core services. So they are still honoring our contracts, and we're able to keep everybody employed at the center, which we're very, very grateful for. We also receive funding from private donors, foundations, local foundations, and our fundraising events. So we are concerned about what this is going to look like when it's over, because we have received word from the foundations, understandably so, that they're shifting gears in their funding priorities. And we are not an agency that serves basic needs like food and rental assistance and things like that. But we are still very quietly fulfilling our mission throughout this crisis. And so we're hopeful that funders and donors will recognize that once this is over and help us continue to fund our mission.
Thanks. Yes, you're very important for our community. Thank you so much for this information, Christine. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Stay home and stay healthy, everybody. Thank you.
Yep, I hope everyone is well, and we look forward to seeing you in person soon. Back to you, Justin.
Thanks, Rachel, and thanks, Christine, as well. We really appreciate the hard work that their organization is doing. It's real important for our community. So that's going to kind of wrap us up for today. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you like what you see, we'd love to hear from you. Comment on our YouTube page. Let us know what you think. Give us suggestions for what you'd like to see on our show in the coming weeks. But for now, thanks so much to the Chamber staff, the board, everybody else that's helped us today, including myself. I hope you have a great rest of the week and the rest of the afternoon. See you soon.